go see Grave of the Fireflies in theater?
No.
Absolutely not.
Why, so I can go cry?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Trash.
Hey, maybe when we're done with that, we can watch What Maisie Knew again.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Real feel-good movie.
We can top it off with Schindler's List.
I will never.
So, welcome to the Chill Podcast. I am your host, Chill.
Chill.
Today we'll be reviewing...
Jurassic World.
Yeah, that's right. From 2015. Jurassic World is an action-adventure film directed by Colin Trevorrow and written by Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, and Derek Connolly.
All right. Take two.
Yeah,
This
do that
time say
again.
action instead of actual.
Action.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. I'm trying
Welcome.
to belch.
Booger.
Today we'll be reviewing Jurassic World from 2015. Jurassic World is an action-adventure movie directed by Colin Trevorrow and written by Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, and Derek Connolly. Based loosely on the story by Michael Crichton.
Loosely.
Crichton, yeah.
Very loosely.
Very
Shares
loosely.
a title.
Yes. Starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Vincent D'Onofrio, Ty Simpkins, Nick Robinson, Omar Sy, B.D. Wong, and Irrfan Khan. When a clone of the original Jurassic Park is made, a generic hybrid dinosaur breaks free and terror ensues across the park. Wow. So, as always, I'm joined by David and Lee. How you boys doing tonight?
Dino DNA. What's up?
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi. So first, recommendations of the week. Have you guys watched anything new or done anything new?
I'll tell you what not to watch.
Okay. What?
Don't watch the show. It's called, I think it's called I Gotta Get Out.
Okay.
It's a game show where they lock people in a house and the clock starts.
Oh, yeah.
And the money goes up. And if you can get out of the house and off the property before somebody catches you, you get what's in the bank.
Sounds like a great premise.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Is it?
Yeah, I watched 45 minutes of it before I left, and never again.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
So I started a new audiobook and I got on Reddit and I was looking for a new series.
Oh, God, this is that dungeon crawler crap.
And I searched in by so you can search by top of all time, and I got on the Audible app, top of all time, and 9 of the 10 top suggestions all had a book called Dungeon Crawler Carl in it, and I'm like,
I've heard of that.
that sounds ridiculous, but if so many people love this thing, and then I even looked up other places, people freaking love this series. They love this series.
All I got to say is have fun jumping off that bridge.
So I did jump off the bridge
With everybody else.
with everybody else because I was like, there's got to be something cool in this water, and water's fine, my friend.
Yeah.
It's very, very entertaining, and it's a good mix of comedy and action. And I didn't think based off of the premise that I would be as involved and intrigued in this world as I am. Basically, Carl is this 20-some-year-old ex-military dude, and he's taking his girlfriend's cat outside, or he goes to get this girlfriend's cat outside, and it's sub-freezing temperatures. And as he goes outside, literally every single structure just collapses, just boom, flattens in the earth. And then something pops up, and it's hey, so just as a heads up, your world is now being conquered by aliens, and the only way that you and anybody else in the world survives is by going into this dungeon. And so he takes the cat, and they go in the dungeon, and it turns into basically a MMO RPG where each level so many people die, and there's monsters, and they can pick their class after this, and then they have base stats going into it. So like he has an intelligence of 3, which I think is hilarious.
That is funny.
And every time he can level up, he'll like increase his strength or, dexterity or whatever. And the cat that he's with also registers as a player and then gains the ability to talk because its intelligence level is like 9.
That's awesome.
So it is really fun, and there's like 6 or 7 books in the series, and I'm almost done with the first one, and I'm like, all right, I'm on board. Let's go. So
Poor guy.
I know. So anyway, I think it's fun. And the voice cast, like the guy that does the narration for it, does a phenomenal job. He's hilarious. So
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, I'm interested.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
for sure. So Dave, anything new?
I don't. I really don't. I've been working a crap ton.
I got
so
you. Yeah.
It's rough and every time I get free moment to watch anything, it's something that we've selected.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, right.
If it's not this, it's Attack on Titan. Or
Like I said before, I was playing a game and it consumed my life.
right.
And then I got the Asus Rogue.
Yeah.
So I went on vacation. Well, I went on a work trip first.
Yeah.
So I took that with me. And I love that it syncs to my Xbox. Like,
That's
I think
awesome.
that is amazing that I can play it and then go home and play it and then take the handheld with me and play the same save.
Wow.
I think that is.
That's cool.
That works
I
with
didn't know
some
that.
games, not all games.
So the first time I tried it didn't work, but it worked this time. And I don't know if it's because like my Asus was off, like I completely shut it off.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like on the Wi-Fi or anything. So I'm wondering if that had something to do with it. I don't know.
I
But
play Borderlands 3, and
Yeah.
I've got like 3 different characters on my Xbox, but none of that transferred to the ROG.
Oh, that sucks.
Interesting.
So I had to start a whole new game. I ended up just deleting the game and moving on.
Yeah.
But because that game's
Which
so
I
deep.
bought the newer one, so I wonder if they like fix some of that stuff. I don't know, but that's all Windows based, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
you wouldn't think it would be hardware. It would be.
Yeah.
It's all software. So
It's all who designed the game. They didn't want to
yeah,
push their shit across
Integrate it.
yeah.
platforms.
Because I know that there are certain games that you can't play. Like I know, like people struggle with Rust on it because you have to play keyboard mouse on it. Which I have the dock, so I can dock it to my TV, and it has like 8 different USB
Not a
ports.
sponsor, by the way.
Yeah, eight USB ports on it, and you can do a keyboard and mouse on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't gotten that technical. I'm more of a console player, anyways.
Same.
So
Yeah. I got you. So why did we pick Jurassic World?
Well, the new Jurassic World Rebirth.
It's coming out this
with
Friday.
Scarlett Johansson. So I mean, I think we've talked about it before, but like after Jurassic World, these movies turned to trash.
Yeah.
And so I'm just so intrigued by this new movie.
I am too.
That I have to go see it.
Yeah.
To see if they can at all save the freaking mess that they made of this
Entire franchise.
entire franchise. Yeah.
And I think that the same thing that happened with the prequels, like Star Wars prequels, is happening with this one, where like, oh, maybe the Lost World and maybe 3 aren't as terrible as we thought.
Maybe Jurassic World had it right. Every time they come out with something new, they got to make the dinosaurs bigger and badder, and it just ends up sucking.
And it was
more.
a parody of itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely got that feeling with this
Yeah. And it was kind of on the nose with a lot of the dialogue that they had.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of the same way though. Like the first time that I watched the OG one, like I feel like every single movie, because I've seen all of these movies. I mean, from 3 onward, I saw all of them in theater.
Yeah.
And I've always been trying to chase the first time that I saw the OG. You know what I mean?
I think that Jurassic Park is my record of movies I've seen in a movie theater.
Yeah.
I saw it like 18 times in the theater.
Wow.
And it was because there was like summer movies when you were kids, and it was like $2, and I just went to Jurassic Park instead of the kid movie.
Yeah.
And so, and my mom was part of the PTA, so she had to go to it every Saturday.
Wow.
And so I would just stay with her, and I would just go watch Jurassic Park for free
Nice.
at Plaza 8.
Yeah.
And do you remember this coming out at Plaza 8? They had the giant blow-up T-Rex on top of Plaza 8.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they had a gigantic blow-up T-Rex on top of Plaza 8. And I mean, the first time you see the Jurassic Park when you were like a kid, I mean, that was like the peak of CGI. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like that was like it was the best of the best at the moment. And you're like, these are real dinosaurs. They
Yeah.
look real.
Well, a lot of them were animatronics.
Right. Well, I'm saying like even the big ones, like you're like, wow.
The Bronto and
Brachiosaur. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Great story. I mean, and then they just
Yeah. But here we are for Jurassic World.
the fourth in the franchise, right?
Yeah. Yep. So what was the first time you guys watched Jurassic World?
I think opening weekend.
Yeah, I think
I
same.
saw it shortly after that. I don't think I went to the movies to see it.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely saw it in the theater.
I got you. So our icebreaker this week is: what is your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur.
I gotta go with Dilophosaurus. I love him, man. I think
Dilophosaurus?
Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus.
The with
Oh
the neck.
yeah.
The spitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spitters. I think they're pretty cool.
Jade, Lee's more of a swallower dinosaur, but
No.
More of a Triceratops guy.
You know what's better than Triceratops?
What?
Literally any other dinosaur that ever existed.
Rip.
That was Dwight Schrute, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We're here all week.
I was watching, I was reading this article about dinosaurs, and they said that every dinosaur in Jurassic Park all lived millions of years apart from each other.
Yeah.
Like the Triceratops and the T-Rex were like 46 million years apart from each other.
Wow.
And now they're
Million
cohabitating.
years.
Now they're cohabitating.
Right. Well, they did in all the old movies too. It was always the T-Rex fighting the Triceratops. It was
Right.
always like the big thing, you know? So I just think it's funny that, and they said velociraptors were the size of chickens.
Yeah.
And that the velociraptors in the movie were actually a different name of a dinosaur that resembled what they have as the velociraptor. But they were also like, you do not want to meet a whole bunch of velociraptors in real life the size of chickens because they will tear you up.
Really?
Yeah.
think?
They said they are vicious. They were vicious.
Wow.
And they had the claws and
Think about, angry, very intelligent, scary
Chickens.
chickens.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they said that the smaller the yeah, please.
I'm looking at
That
it.
red light
Because
goes out.
if
let us know.
if it goes out,
We're not
then we're
doing it
done
again.
with this movie.
yeah.
We're not
It's the
doing
last
it
chance.
It's the last. It's
It's
the
just
last
it's
chance.
literally just going to be cut off.
Yeah.
Do we want to explain what happened?
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I mean we recorded this entire episode and it stopped recording about 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
So what you were hearing is us re-recording this episode, and so if it goes off the rails, we apologize.
And we're going to abandon it.
Right? if it fails this time, it was meant to be.
Nobody will ever have heard this.
No.
So we left off during our icebreaker, which is
Okay.
what was your favorite dinosaur? And we were in the midst of making fun of Lee about something, and I don't remember.
I know I said Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
The
I
spitting
said
ones.
the Ankylosaurus.
Yeah. I also said the Ankylosaurus. This is the dude with the big shell on the back, and he's got the the rock tail.
Club tail.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Colton?
I'd have to say Spinosaurus.
Spinosaurus is solid.
Classic.
Yeah.
Pretty good one.
Yeah.
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 Cool. Awesome. Carnosaurus is up there too.
I'd say Velociraptor is my second.
Yeah.
I like Velociraptors.
Velociraptors, Jurassic Park wise.
Or like
Or
Because
actual-
I mean-
Velociraptors in real life were like the size of chickens.
Well, I mean both, because Jurassic Park are cool, but
the chicken ones.
The
You
chicken ones are also cool.
I agree. I think the
I like
chicken
the
ones
chicken
sound
ones.
awesome.
I would like
Yeah.
to see like a herd of like
I would
60
not. That would be
60
terrifying.
Yeah, it'd be awful.
Yeah.
and just see them take down like a cow or
I wonder
something.
what a dinosaur tasted like.
I don't
Probably
know.
like alligator.
Probably
You
yeah. I
think
was about to
so?
say it's like probably like a
Gamey?
lizard.
Yeah.
Chewy.
Pretty
Yeah.
chewy, pretty
Alligator.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that. So let's talk a little bit about the movie before we get into spoilers. This has a runtime of 124 minutes, and also Colton wasn't here the first time that we recorded.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of joining in as our sound guy. Have you even watched the movie yet?
No.
Okay.
Perfect.
No.
You're gonna love it.
It's
Yep.
great.
It premiered May 29th of 2015 at Le Grand Rex in Paris, France, and it released June 12th of 2015 in the United States. Had a budget of between $150 and $215 million, and it grossed, any guesses?
Over 400 million.
600 million.
$1.67 billion.
That's what I said.
Dollars.
Yeah, worldwide.
Wow.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Top box office for June of 2015. Any guesses?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World.
That's right, Jurassic World. Come on, Lee.
That's
That
wild.
movie came out in the 90s.
It'll always be Jurassic Park. Whichever one you want to call it, it'll be the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah, yeah.
It's true. Nothing will beat the OG.
No.
So, number 2, Inside Out. 3, Spy. 4, San Andreas. 5, Insidious Chapter 3. 6, Ted 2. 7, Pitch Perfect 2.
I love that movie.
I know,
know you
it's
do.
great.
That I do remember.
Yeah. 8, Entourage. Yeah. The show was so good.
It is a great show.
Yeah. 9, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The most underrated one. of the
Right.
For
bunch.
sure.
I think it was a beast.
Yeah. And then 10 is Tomorrowland.
which I also said I loved, and I felt like it's underrated. It's one that I seek. Like I'll be like, I want to watch that movie. I just almost did it the other night. I'm like, I really want to watch that movie.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
All right. Next.
Next.
So
Next.
the second time, this is the second time in a row that I,
Lost your trivia questions.
no, I didn't lose the trivia questions. I didn't have the facts that I wanted in there. And then whenever I type in Jurassic World, it pulls up everything for Rebirth
Of course.
instead of, so I have to scroll all the way down to find where I get
The
my
red
facts.
light's still on, by the way.
Yeah, that's good.
Good.
Awesome. So,
Just making sure.
oh my gosh. So, what do you think this movie is about, Colton?
It might be about dinosaurs. I think
Yeah, it's a solid.
might be dinosaurs.
So the gyrosphere was executive Steven Spielberg's idea.
yes,
According
that's
to
funny.
director Colin Trevorrow, Spielberg wanted to create a way for people to get up close and personal with the animals to make it a self-driving, free-roaming experience. It loads on a track, but once you're out there, you get to navigate around the valley, in contrast to the
Colton, it's a
confined-
big glass ball with seats in it that you can control.
And
The
drive
problem I had with it is that it rolls around and it's not going to roll in dino shit and mud. And so, how are you ever going to actually be able to see out of this thing? In the movie, it was cool.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds.
In realism.
In realism, impossible.
Yeah.
It would have to be on a self-contained track.
It'd be like you can have like the ball thing. Just have it be like a 2-bar track where it kind of just flows through it.
Yeah.
because you can't just have it
one of
roll
those-
around.
Like one of those
Well,
marble
because
mazes.
you're going to get a dinosaur that steps, because it's made of like bulletproof glass, right? So if it steps on it, it would probably be fine. It would just shoot it out.
Right.
And the gyrosphere isn't going to be able to keep up. So the people are going to spin in it.
And probably vomit, probably.
Yeah.
So, New Orleans had an abandoned Six Flags theme park, which had been used for other movie productions. The film created a 300-foot by 200-foot Main Street boardwalk in the
cool.
amusement park's abandoned parking lot. They shot on set for 2.5 weeks. So,
Yeah.
That's so realistic too.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a main street of major
shops and
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
And the name brands are all on point.
Yep.
We talked about the Margaritaville.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett is the one saving his drinks.
holding both margaritas as the
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
So, director Colin Trevorrow came up with the idea of featuring the Mosasaurus, the movie's main marine reptile, which you see in the trailer. He pitched the idea to Spielberg of having the Mosasaurus feed on a shark in front of bleachers filled with park guests. Spielberg loved the idea so much that loved the idea of a Mosasaurus eating the shark, but suggested that when the animal grabs the shark, the whole bleacher section submerged underwater using a hydraulic system that the audience would be able to see the mosasaurus feeding underwater. The movement where the mosasaurus soaked 200 extras in the bleacher section was Trevorrow's favorite moment of shooting.
Listen, it's super cool, but
Yeah.
super terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Because at any time you'd think, can it just like pop up?
It totally
over
could.
and-
It's not a whale. Like,
No.
yeah, screw that.
No,
Screw
thank you.
everything about that.
Yeah, it's a big old fish dinosaur.
It's like this.
monster.
It's like the size,
It's like
of, a blue whale.
but it's like
With teeth.
like a crocodile with fins,
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're feeding
noise.
a great white shark
and it
as
looks
like
like
a
they're
snack.
feeding it a goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? I mean,
Nothing.
Nothing could go wrong.
Well, I wonder, do they talk about how long the park had been open previous to this?
It was
It had been
implied.
years because
Yeah.
they have to add a new attraction.
Yeah, so the park actually opened and was functional and doing well.
Yeah.
But then they pushed science too far.
Of course,
Because
As-
science,
better,
nature, nature always finds a way.
cooler, I believe the word
cooler.
you used.
Yeah. So, any details about the movie, non-spoilers? Like acting or otherwise?
I mean, Chris Pratt plays Chris Pratt as he always does.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard
did a fine job.
Yeah.
The supporting cast and
The acting in this is just fine. There's
nothing to be really
no.
complaining about, but there's really not a whole lot of acting in this. It's just running around from dinosaurs.
I just want to know how they got the dinosaurs to act the way that they did without
I don't know.
eating anybody.
I think it's amazing. I don't think it gets credit that these
How they get the
dinosaur
saddles on
wranglers-
those
I know.
little baby dinosaurs?
right.
I want
right.
to know who the dinosaur wrangler was on the set.
It wasn't
because
Chris
he
Pratt,
needs-
even though he
needs
plays it.
He needs a promotion.
for sure, especially with the velociraptors and
They
stuff.
said none of them were harmed during the filming.
Right.
Yeah.
So craziness.
Yeah, it was nice seeing the old T-Rex back too.
Yeah. VFX, they did a great job
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
Yeah.
For the special effects parts of this movie.
Pretty dope.
So would you guys recommend people watch this? And if so, who would you recommend watch this movie?
If you
Colton,
like Jurassic Park, watch it.
Colton, would you recommend anybody watch this?
Well, I mean, I watched the first movie and I liked it, and if it's anything like the first movie, I'd probably like it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you'll like it.
You'll like it. It's fun.
It's
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
it's a popcorn
It's not
movie.
as good, but
No.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not-
but I mean,
I don't think it's as suspenseful as the first one. Like the
No.
first one, I felt pretty terrified of those velociraptors.
Yeah, because it seems like the first movie goes for like a more horror
Yeah.
kind of deal.
This one's more action adventure.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
like cinematic.
Yeah. There's a couple horror scenes, but for the
Not like
most
the
part,
first one.
yeah. Like the raptors in the kitchen or the T-Rex, like when it breaks through on the first one.
Yeah.
Oh man, that scene in the OG when they're trying to get in the ceiling and it pops up and snaps.
Right,
And
yeah.
the first time I saw that, jumped out of my damn seat. Like,
Woo! So,
This one's kind of a love letter to the first one.
yeah.
yeah.
A lot of
very much so.
callback scenes that they tweaked a little bit, but it's the same scene.
And a little love from the second one too, because you have the military aspect in there.
right.
Yeah.
So,
it's
you have the
it's
military.
more of like a soft reboot than a full-on
Yeah.
sequel.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's a sequel
It's a full-on
because
sequel because
they talk about
this park is built on the ruins of the original park.
the original park is in the restricted area, which is kind of a free roaming
Dinosaur
area. And like all the original buildings and cars and everything they just up and left are still there, which is cool.
Yeah.
which plays into the plot later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you like monster movies, if you like, I mean, you know exactly what you're going to
Exactly.
get based off the title of the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Exactly.
spoilers on your account, Lee.
All right, man, get after it.
Yeah. You can give us a little roar.
Roar.
Oh, very scary.
I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
All right, but first, trivia.
Trivia.
So here's a fun fact. I told you guys I was going to change the questions.
I don't remember what they
I
were.
did not change the questions.
I'll probably
at all.
remember them after you say them.
Yeah. Question 1. What island is the park located on?
Ilsa Nublar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question 2. Who closed the deal for the...
Verizon
Wireless. Yeah.
That's right. Indominus Rex. Question 3. What are the 3 basic things Owen knows dinosaurs want?
They want food, they want
To hunt.
to hunt, and they want to bang.
There you go.
Well, this
Yep, a
little
little bit of that.
dinosaur.
See, you're falling right back
Yeah.
into it. Question
Nice
4.
visual.
What unit is responsible for the dinosaur containment?
It.
Asset Containment Unit, ACU.
Yeah.
That's correct. Question 5. What are the names of the 2 nephews?
Oh no! Damn it, Zach.
Zach and...
It's a weird name.
Yeah, it is a weird name. Lake.
Steel. Fuck.
Steel.
Hold on. It's a weird name.
It is.
Zach and
Sugma.
close.
Nope.
I can't remember.
Toast.
Lake. Or
Pancake.
some shit.
Like
Waffle.
waffle. Wave. I don't know. What is it?
Zach and Gary.
You say Gary?
Yes.
Most normal
That's
name.
made up. It's not Gary, is it?
It
They call
is.
him something else, don't
It's
they?
Zach and Gary.
I feel like I'm.
Pancake. Waffle.
I don't
being
feel like that's
gaslighted.
right. I
Right.
feel like I'm looking it up. I
feel
think
like
that's
gaslighted.
bullshit. I don't think
It's a
that's
weird
right.
ass name. No one ever has this name ever.
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Gary.
I said toast.
This thing was something else.
Yeah, but they call him something else, right? It's Gray.
Gray. It's not Gary.
Gary.
It's Gray. You
Gray.
misspelled Gray.
You
Oops.
dyslexic mother.
I knew it was steel. I knew.
He said it's steel.
I knew it was the color of steel.
Gray.
Okay.
Toast. Brother said
Its name
toast.
was Taco.
Taco.
Yep. Taco.
taco. I can go.
Bonus question.
All right.
So, you guys can either work together and name 6
Oh
dinosaurs.
yeah. This is the one where we couldn't get it because there's like so many not listed.
Yeah.
You can either name 6.
It was the tree frog.
Or you can name 4 on your own. So 6 together.
6
or 4 on your
together.
own.
We couldn't do it.
T-Rex, Velociraptor, the frog, the cuttlefish, and then I'm gonna say
Gonna need 2 more.
well, we'll just name 2 dinosaurs
Like any dinosaurs.
because he started naming just dinosaurs, and we're like, oh my god, Dilophosaurus and Triceratops. Go.
Incorrect.
Okay, go.
I'll have you read them off,
Shit,
sir.
here we go. Tyrannosaurus Rex, Velociraptor, Carnotaurus,
Carnosaurus.
Carne asada.
Giganotosaurus,
Gigantosaurus.
Amerijuanosaurus. It's
That's
not
not
that.
right.
I know it's not right. Rugopa. I don't know. Yeah, see, I mean, come on now. And then cuttlefish, tree frog, and pit viper. We got to remember pit
Viper.
Pit Viper for the next time.
And that was not listed in the movie anywhere, sir.
They had
It was
the
on a wall,
cuttlefish,
maybe.
They had the tree frog, the
They
pit viper,
talked
the
about the cuttlefish.
tyrannosaurus, and then they
And raptors.
That's
raptors.
all they talked about in the movie. The rest of it's bullshit. And made
No,
up.
no. Pit vipers was definitely in there because they were like, well, how is it see infrared? Oh, there's pit viper in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sure.
then the cuttlefish and the tree frog were the
Camouflage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then T-Rex's size and yeah.
Smartness of a velociraptor.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into our not so long
This
form
podcast
discussion.
is bullshit.
Is bullshit.
Let's get into our not so long form discussion. Take it away, Colton.
Where I can't. This starts at the. What was the very opening scene?
So the first scene I think is between the 2 brothers, and they're at the house, and they're getting
is that
ready.
how it opens?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Something bad doesn't happen.
No.
At the
Nothing bad
beginning?
happens in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, the weird house. that looks like it just built like on a lot somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going on vacation without their parents to see their Aunt Claire,
Who works at Jurassic
who
Park.
runs Jurassic
World.
World. She's like the general manager of the entire park.
Head of operations.
Right. So they're going off, and then we get the subplot of their parents are going to divorce, but they don't act like it in front of the kids.
Right.
Which does nothing for the plot.
No. Does
whatsoever.
nothing for the plot.
Yeah.
No.
And they go off to Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And then we get the scene with Chris Pratt controlling the dinosaurs from up above, the velociraptors. He has like a clicky thing,
Yeah.
and he's teaching them to stay, and he's throwing them rats, and then he tells them to go, and they take off.
Yeah.
So he's training them, and we get Vincent D'Onofrio saying that was fantastic. You know, we could use these military purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a weapon.
And
it's
also-
a weapon. He's like, they're animals. They're not weapons, you know?
They one kid that's working for the, it's his very first shift or whatever. He falls into the raptor containment,
Trying
Yeah.
to catch the pig.
and
Pig loose. Yeah.
so Chris Pratt's character he jumps in it and jumps in front of him, and he's
Trying to hold him off.
Tells the kid to get back in the containment, like the cage area.
Yeah,
he says,
and he
on the
scoots
count of
through,
3.
shut the gate.
Yeah,
And he's like, I can't shut the gate. You'll be... Just do what I tell you to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
And he flies in, and they come flying at him.
Yeah,
So they are not completely controlled.
No.
I mean, enough to where they respected him to stay, but probably because they thought they were going to get a treat or something
Out
in
of the
return.
food.
But as
Yeah.
soon as he took off running, they were like,
He's food.
he's food. Yeah.
and also the little foreshadowing is never put your back
To a velocity, to the
to
cage.
to the containment of any of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looks back and there's the little raptor right behind
So
the
then
guy.
Vincent D'Onofrio even more was like, you were in there with them and were able to control them. So this is a
We're listening to
possibility.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. And then also we get the what is it? Like the basically mission control for Jurassic World. And Claire is the head of operations, and she sends, instead of meeting her nephews there, she sends
Her assistant.
her assistant to,
To go pick them up.
Well, because she's got a meeting with Verizon Wireless people to try to secure sponsorship of the new
Indominus
Indominus
Rex.
Dominus
Rex,
Rex
yeah.
and its enclosure and all that stuff. And that goes well, and they take the bait.
Yeah. And then we meet the billionaire, the founder, owner of the company that is over engine and the park, and
Yep.
he has his hands in a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
Like stuff that he doesn't even know.
8th richest person in the world.
Yeah, doesn't know he has his hands in. And so he wants to see the Indominus Rex, and he sees it. Like you can kind of see it moving around in there, but you don't get your eyes on it. And she was like, you said scarier, bigger.
Think it'll scare the kids? This will give the parents nightmares.
Yeah.
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 And he's also learning to take helicopter flying
Yeah,
lessons.
Yes.
he's going to have his pilot's license here in 2 days, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
So she
Great.
sells the idea to Verizon Wireless, and then
She gets a phone call from her sister because the boys are like, "Yeah, we haven't seen our aunt like at all." And she's like, "Oh yeah."
well,
I'll
no.
spend
So
time."
she goes and sees him down below and
Oh,
says,
right.
"You're going to go with the assistant, and I'll meet up with you. I have a really important meeting." But you have passes to everything. You don't have to wait in lines. You can ride everything. You can see all the dinosaurs, and I'll meet up with you afterwards. Right.
Yeah.
So then he's like, I want to make sure, the billionaire is like, I want to make sure this containment unit is what it's supposed to be. So you need to go get Chris Pratt's character, Owen. He's an expert. He's on the island, and she knows who Owen is because she had went on a date with him.
Yeah.
So she is driving to Owen when the mom calls, and she's like, you're not with my kids. And she starts crying.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can tell she feels bad. But I mean, she's running a $1 billion park, you know?
Right.
So it's like, sorry.
Yeah.
What do you want me to
right.
do?
Like, as a
You wanna sit your
professional,
kids here?
like, I'm like, come on, like,
Give her a break.
give her a break. Like, she's flew you out and paid
You got-
for everything, I'm
you
sure.
got the hookup, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
You have a private tour of the park, you
Yeah,
know?
the most
and
popular
the kids will
park
get
on the
to
planet.
see
everything,
everything, the control room, everything.
everything behind the scenes.
But they're thinking, this is boring. This is
Yeah,
boring.
well,
Let's
the
go
little
the older-
assholes.
the
Well, the
older
young
kid
one
was.
Yeah, the young kid was excited, but the old kid, like, what a little bitch.
So they get in.
Looking for his next way to ditch his brother.
I love him staring at the girl in line.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, what do you think that's going to do? Just because even I was like, my God, that's so creepy. He's just staring at her.
Yeah.
And he was like, what do you think that's going to do? Just staring at him like that.
Right.
I love that he got called out.
By the younger brother.
Yeah.
And so they get into the gyrospheres, and we also get Owen comes over, and they're checking out the Indominus Rex.
Yeah.
The paddock.
Yep.
Yeah, the owner wanted Claire to go get Chris Pratt, who they had a previous relationship that they hinted about.
Yeah.
And didn't really go well.
So he comes and he's like, what have you created, basically?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? And she's like, it's classified. And he was like, what? And then he was like, have those claw marks always been on the wall? And she was like, no. And she's like, where's it at? And they're like, it's not in there.
And then, they get to the guy who's like runs the containment unit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, let me switch to infrared, and it's not showing up in infrared or any of their devices.
It's not in the containment unit.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was like, you need to start the evacuation.
Yeah.
Like, you need to you're going to lose lives.
Yeah.
You should just do it now. And she's like, we'll never recover from it.
You're never going to recover anyway.
Well, also, after the first park, this is just my little input. Why the hell wouldn't they build shelters in?
Why the hell would they not build in technology to immediately kill their dinosaurs when they needed to?
Right, blow them up or
switch,
detonate them. Yeah.
A kill switch.
But if anything, just shelters throughout the park that everyone can just go in and be safe
Right.
from.
I mean, they tried that in the first one where they neglected to give them lysine, and they had to get that from the park or they would die.
Yeah.
But they evolved past that, so that didn't work. So why wouldn't you go with a more invasive solution?
So she just decides to shut the north part of the park down.
Yeah, and
which is where the gyrosphere is.
She's driving. Well, something takes her away from the containment
she
unit.
She has to get back to Command Central to look at the screen that gives the location of every dinosaur.
But she calls in
by GPS.
She
calls them.
Yeah.
And she wants to know, like, where is it?
Well, she leaves because she's panicking about her nephews,
Right.
to find out where the hell they are, and heading back to Control Center. So,
Right.
yeah.
So she calls them, and they ping back, yeah, it's still in the enclosure. And then she knows that, and there's people inside the enclosure that they can see from Command Central.
Now I'm finding all these problems wrong. Like, they wouldn't be able to do that from the containment unit.
Yeah,
right.
that's
Like,
what I
just
was
like, it's in there.
Yeah.
Right. Why wouldn't you have that technology where
Right
you
there.
keep the animal?
Right.
But, plot.
That's okay.
Yeah. So Owen and two throwaway
Maintenance
characters.
workers, yeah.
Yeah.
That poor guy.
Dino fodder.
Yes.
Yeah, that poor
Call
guy.
them.
Go in, and there it is. Indominus Rex just comes out and starts eats
Eats
one
the
of them.
Hispanic guy.
Well, they try to warn them.
Yeah.
But of course, the radio part isn't working, and it's just, and it's like he's in there.
Billion dollar park, and you don't have radios that work.
Yeah, and Chris
everywhere.
immediately knows. Chris Owen knows that it's in there, and he's like, "We need to go," and they
Yeah,
take
right
off
now.
running, and
the
it
dude
doesn't.
opens up the biggest door to try to get out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you're an idiot.
So he eats him,
Yep.
and then Chris Pratt's smart enough to squirt himself with gasoline. Yeah, gasoline
Gets
from
underneath the vehicle.
to make him not edible.
Yeah, doesn't smell good.
Yep, and the dinosaur runs away. So now we have a loose dinosaur,
Mega dinosaur.
mega dinosaur. Yeah.
The boys are in the gyrosphere still, and they're getting the call in the gyrosphere saying, "Hey,
Return.
you need to return back." And we don't need to do that.
We're
And
VIPs.
First of all, hopefully it got a map on that little display. that
It
tells you
showed
where
a
you
map.
are, because
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be able to find my way back from a place I've never been.
We
in
talked
my
about
life.
this too, where there would have been time limits, locations that you couldn't go past,
Manual overrides.
There would have
Remote override.
right. Like, it would just guide you back after so long.
Right.
Like, you get 15 minutes to roam around and do your thing, and then it will guide you back. Otherwise,
People be out there
you're
all
going to
day.
need 20,000 gyrospheres, and it's just going to be people bumping into each other.
Right.
Bumper
no room for the
spheres.
diners. Yeah.
Bumpaspheres.
They see that there's a hole in one of the
It's a gate that's open.
yeah. No, there's it's
Yeah, but it's a gate that had been broken
open. Okay.
They decided that they're going to go down into
Yeah.
the restricted area where they get their VIP good looks
Yeah.
and up close and personal with some dinosaurs, and that turns out to be a mistake.
Yeah.
Because as right on cue, here comes the Indominus Rex to screw their day up, and this was terrifying.
Yeah. This was probably one of my favorite scenes of the
Yeah,
movie.
this is probably my favorite scene next to the very
final
end.
fight. Yeah. So the Indominus like crushes down on top of the gyrosphere and slamming him down, breaks open, and
Kids
best-
fall out, and then I don't know how they threaded that needle where they slammed it back down on top of them and they didn't get crushed. But
right.
Luck.
Yep.
Pure shitting.
Yeah.
They escape. They run off the cliff, and they're free from the Indominus Rex. The boys make their way to the old park where they find
One of the gas jeeps from
Yeah.
the original, still
And-
tricked out with a paint job.
Yeah, I love it. They find the goggles.
Yeah, nice little throwback.
Yeah.
So they throw in a battery and get the car started and head off. And
Meanwhile,
Claire and Owen are hot on the trail looking for him.
Yeah.
And they see where they ended up, and they get to the same place, and the Indominus shows up again where the jeeps were.
Yeah.
Right.
And it comes through the ceiling, and they get away, and
And then at this point, the billionaire, they're like, we got to do something about it. And he has two guys in the
ACU.
helicopter,
yeah. And they mount a minigun.
minigun up there.
And to try to take this thing out,
And
which
it's too smart because it takes off running.
Yeah.
And it goes right through the, what is
Aviary.
it? Aviary.
we skipped the part where they sent the ACU team for non-lethal
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
takedown,
yeah.
and he shreds them
Yes.
completely.
And they also realized too that it remembered where the tracker was from whenever it was little.
Yeah,
And it tore it out.
Tore
of
it
itself.
out and left it.
And that's how the ACU gets shredded.
Just
And
obliterated.
Pratt's Owen basically says, "Hey, you guys just need to get a minigun and just blast that thing away." And I'm like, no, that's the $100 million.
$26 million we have invested in this animal.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, well, now it's going to eat a bunch of people.
Right.
So,
Oh, my God.
so it breaks through the aviary, and a bunch of pterodactyls fly out of there, and it distracts the helicopter, and it like flies into the rudders and stuff, and there
Crashes.
goes the billionaire in his helicopter. Done.
Busts open the top of that thing even more, and
Yeah.
everything flies out.
Everything comes
So,
flying towards the boardwalk.
Owen and Claire see
Main
this
Street.
happen,
Yeah.
and he's like, trees. We need to get to the trees, and they run to the trees. And then the boys at this point in time are getting to the gate,
Driving up.
and they are like, "Holy crap!" They look in the mirror,
Yeah.
and they see him all behind. So they're like, "Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the gate!"
Go.
And these things take over Main Street.
Yes.
It was great. Starts picking up people and dropping them, taking them off, and tearing them apart.
Again, don't send everyone to their hotel room.
No.
Set them in the middle of the street.
Right.
Because that's where they evacuated the park at. Is everybody meet up here?
In the main street.
In the main
the open air
So do you
instead
think-
of just your
do you think
hotel
it's
room.
policy that if you're coming to the park, you have to have a room?
I would guess so.
It's like you can't just come to the park for the day and then leave.
I don't know how
You have to
long
get,
that,
like,
that
flown
bo-
in and
that
everything.
boat ride is a
Boat.
long boat ride, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe a cruise. I could see maybe like a cruise ship or something.
Stopping.
Yeah.
But this is where we get the assistant who has lost the boys.
I don't know what she did wrong in her life.
Man, they just ripped her. So
She had the most memorable death.
one
Yeah.
of these flying, not pterodactyls. It's there's like 5-6 different types.
Yeah.
Picks her up and is flying away with her.
Drops her
Drops her. Another one picks her up.
before she hits the ground.
Yeah, and goes over the water and drops her in the water. And so she's in the water, and they start
Diving.
in the water to attack her. And then
The big mesosaur.
comes up and eats all of them.
Yeah.
It's just brutal.
I had Jack in the room with me, and he was watching. I was like, "Man, she does not deserve this." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Watch." And he watched, and he was like, "Man!"
That was awesome.
was the best death scene in
So
all of Jurassic
So
Park.
the boys show up there, and then Owen and Claire show up, and they have the trank guns.
Yeah.
And they are shooting them down. And then Owen starts getting attacked by one of the big head ones, and Claire comes over and
Shoots
just
it.
unloads him. And he's like, I think he got it. Like, I think it's done.
Yeah.
And the boys, she runs and gets the boys, and
Your boyfriend's a badass.
your boyfriend's a badass.
So now that the billionaire's dead, Vincent D'Onofrio's character takes over control of the entire park with
Yeah.
his military unit.
Yeah.
And they're going to kill the Indominus Rex. They're
Using
gonna
the
try.
help.
Using the help of the Raptors. And Owen's not a fan, and he says it's not going to work. But he says, well, they belong to us. We're doing it anyway. There's nothing you can do about it. You might as well ride with us. And then we get the iconic motorcycle scene with the Raptors running next to him, and it looks pretty bad.
It is, and he has the smirk, like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
this is pretty cool.
badass.
Yeah.
And Claire puts the boys in the back of like it's like a
SWAT vehicle.
Just like just an AP.
yeah, it kind of looks like an ambulance, but it's filled with like, their equipment for
Right.
containment. And she's like, you stay in here, and then shit goes down. And one of the big dum-dums opens the back of it, and so
No. One of the guys is trying to escape and get back into like the vehicle
To save himself.
To save
Yeah,
himself.
that's
and
what I'm
it
saying, and he
opens
opens
up.
it
Oh,
up,
yeah.
and then they take off, and then the dinosaurs are coming after him.
because the Velociraptors, they get up to it
Mm-hmm.
and they start communicating because it's part of Velociraptor.
Yeah.
So they turn around and look at Owen, and he's like, "There's a new alpha. There's a new alpha. We have to
gotta
go.
go.
We need to go. We need to go."
Not a good time.
Not a
No.
good time. So we get big fight scene there, big car chase scene. It's good. It's a
Yeah.
good action packed scene.
This scene leads all the way up to the end.
The main
Yeah.
street
the main
fight.
street fight. And
Well, they're escaping from the Raptors, and then somehow they wind up into the main area, and they go into Engine, which is where they have all of the DNA and all
All the
that other
doctors
stuff.
and everything, yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio's in there, and so is the engine guy
He
from
gets
the first one.
He gets taken on a helicopter and out.
and he escapes, but Vincent D'Onofrio's
trying to get all the research material that
Right.
they need to move off.
So they run in, but a Velociraptor follows them.
Yep.
yeah
Blue.
Yeah.
blue. Was it blue?
Maybe in Delta.
Yeah, one of them does.
Yep.
And he tries to do the hand thing with the
Loses
Raptors.
it
That,
real quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
Last thing he did with that hand.
He gets 8.
guy.
They take off running with the boys, and the boy was smart enough to hit one of the like holographic dinosaurs, and it was the Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
And the Velociraptor stops and goes to attack it and realizes it's not there, and so they're out the front door. And at this point in time,
The
they get
Indominus shows up.
Well, no, they get surrounded
yeah.
by the Velociraptors, and he's like talking to him, like he's like, "Blue, we've been through. Like, come on."
And then
and-
reaches up and pulls the camera off of him.
Yeah,
off his
unclicks
head
it,
to
and
set him free.
yeah.
And
Then the Indominus shows up, and they all turn and look at it.
yeah.
And so they're attacking the
It was a
Indominus.
good fight.
It was a good fight. Blue gets screwed up real
Yeah,
quick,
he does.
gets
He thrown
thrown.
against the wall.
Yeah.
And knocked the F out.
Yeah,
The other ones start getting torn apart, and Claire's like,
we got to do something,
And then little Gray
"Yeah,
Gary.
Gary,
starts counting. We need more teeth.
Yeah.
We need more teeth. So Claire gets the big idea to run down, and she gets on the horn and tells the guy left in this.
I love this scene.
Yeah, tells the guy left in the control room to open up paddock 9. He goes, "Wait a minute, paddock 9. That's the T-Rex." She goes, "Just do it." So he opens it up, and of course the T-Rex follows her, and she runs towards the other dinosaurs, and sets up the battle royal between the T-Rex, the Indominus, and the leftover Raptors. And
The OG king
Yeah.
of dinosaurs.
it was pretty awesome.
Up
T-Rex
until
gets handed for a while.
Yeah.
And then Blue wakes up, and it's tag team.
Yeah.
And they turn the tide, push him down to the end of the pier, and then the big mesosaur pops out of the water and drags him down.
Yep.
Yep.
Just out of
Awesome.
nowhere.
Yeah.
So,
don't put your back to the container."
That's where we had talked about originally when we recorded this, that it would have been better for them to just have the assistant die from the pterodactyls,
Right.
and then save that big moment for the end. Yeah.
It would have been way better.
So the Velociraptor and T-Rex kind of look at each other and just kind of trot off. Mm-hmm. And the Velociraptor looks at Owen and he just shakes his head and it
gives him a nod,
yeah,
like, so.
Yep, it takes off.
And also, probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie was the guy, the only one left in the command center. And everybody's evacuating. He's like, I got to stay behind, And so he's talking to this girl that, they've been talking to back and forth throughout the movie.
It's what's her name from The Wrong Missy. Have you guys watched that movie?
Annie's watched it, but I know what it is.
Oh, man. It's intense and good.
Okay.
Like, good in a bad way.
Oh, gosh.
It's good.
Yeah.
Like, you laugh your butt off throughout the entire...
Nice.
But she's the wrong Missy, this other character,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, he's like, well, it was good seeing you. Nice knowing you. And then he goes in for a kiss. And she's like,
I have a boyfriend.
I got a boyfriend.
We never
She's
talk
like,
about him. I'm at work.
Yeah. That poor guy.
I know.
I love that dude. He's hilarious.
Yeah. He's
Let's be cops. I love that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
So it ends with the parents showing up and getting Zach and Gary.
Yeah.
And her hugging Claire and,
Yeah, blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah.
End
And
of
the part, the end of the
And
movie.
the real hero, too, of the story is Claire's heels for never breaking
Right.
any time that she's running
Good shoes.
anywhere.
Jimmy Choo's, probably.
Jimmy Choo's, baby.
So that's the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hope you all liked it.
Yeah.
We're still recording.
Yeah.
We're still
Good.
on. Still good.
Any final thoughts?
No, it's your
It's a fun-
standard.
it's a fun movie.
Standard
Yeah.
Jurassic Park fun fest.
Okay.
Not really a whole lot to complain about.
No, yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous in a lot of points.
Absolutely.
Unrealistic, but tethered at least close enough to a little bit of reality that keeps it grounded enough to
Yeah.
be semi-believable.
Unlike its sequels that just go off the rails. But-
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. We operate on a tier system, S through F, S being the greatest. High, superior, can't beat it. A being very good, maybe one drawback. B, above average film. C, average. D, crap. And F, unredeemable trash.
The item.
Yeah.
So, having said that,
We have four
S tier movies: Jaws, The Way Back, The Exorcist, and Elf. Which is weird, but
Yeah.
it's still there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have one F movie, which is actually we have two.
Yeah.
We have two. The Item, which is a category of its own, and
The item
Friday
is
the
now
13th,
on
Part 8.
YouTube. If anyone wants to
No, thank you.
go down that road,
I don't.
You won't get the. This is
you
the
can
cut
buy
version.
it
This is
on
the cut
YouTube
version. Yeah.
and get the full version.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
You can buy it now.
Wouldn't be worth a penny.
I hate that it has like a 30% on RottenTomatoes.com.
It definitely needs to be lower.
It should be like in the single digits.
Anybody that understands that movie is lying.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
So with our S, if we have more than 10 movies, then we have to knock one off and make it an A.
If we ever
plus.
get there.
Yeah. So with that being said, what do you guys give Jurassic World?
I give it a solid B.
Okay.
Straight up. Nothing really wrong with it. I mean, it's, again, a little over the top.
Yeah.
A little unbelievable. A little plot armor here and there just to keep the movie rolling. But it's fun. It doesn't lag. Pace is good.
Yeah.
It's, it's a good popcorn movie, like Dave says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going B plus. Same reasons. I mean, I think the special effects in it are top notch.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we forget like what goes
How incredible.
into that and how long it takes to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you watch the original Jurassic Park now, you can see it. But when you saw that in the theater, like it was mind blowing back
Yeah.
then. And so this is even mind blowing more because it really looks like they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going B plus.
B plus.
Great movie, great acting. I mean, there's just a little plot hole bullshit in there, but
Right.
it is what it is.
I think I'm within the same margin. I'm probably going to go with a B as well. It's a fun movie. I think that the only drawback is that when you put Jurassic World in there or like Jurassic whatever, then it has such a high bar to hit for me,
Right.
and unfortunately, it doesn't really do that. It's basically just a retread of the original
Yep.
movie, which is fine.
It did it with money.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Spare no
B
expense.
B for that movie. Or I'd probably rewatch it once every 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, if it's
You know?
on, I don't turn it off.
Right.
It's fun to just have on.
So what do you give it?
B.
B.
So B overall.
B overall.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Where do you think this ranks for you guys as far as the Jurassic?
Second one. It's the second best Jurassic Park movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the first one, this one, then
3,
3, and then 2,
2, and then
then
Dominion.
yeah. Well, there's 5, right? There's 6 total, right?
Yep.
There's 6 total.
Yep.
So we've got OG,
Rebirth,
2,
Not Rebirth
3,
yet.
Dominion, and
World, Dominion,
Fallen Kingdom.
and
Fallen
Rebirth.
Kingdom.
So there's 7 with the new one.
yeah.
And
I don't remember Fallen Kingdom. I don't think it was good.
this was the second of this one.
So it was the
It's
next
definitely Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and then
Dominion.
Dominion
Yeah,
was
as far as-
trash.
Yeah. Not that Fallen Kingdom was much better, but
one. Jurassic Park 2 was not that great either.
No, well, Jeff Goldblum, he tried.
yeah. 3 was okay. It has its defenders.
Yeah.
And then
I don't hate it. I just
Camp Cretaceous.
yeah, I need to watch this. I was talking about it, and Ben and Jack both said that it was really good, so
Yeah.
they've watched it. So I don't know,
Nope.
Which is Netflix,
but I've been told that it's like up there
yeah.
as being like some of the best.
I've heard that too.
Yeah,
So,
it's crazy.
yep.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Cool.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the
All
next one.
right.
Thanks for coming on.
All right, bye.
Oi,
Later.
oi.
Bye, Colton.